show coming to you live from an undisclosed location somewhere in the Ozark Mountains. It's Spooky Talk Show with Josh the Devil. And now, here he is, Josh the Devil.
Okay, crap. I'm gonna push all the buttons. Hey! Oh. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Spooky Talk Show. I'm your host, Josh the Devil, as usual. That part never changes. Although, I think it may be once this COVID thing is over, maybe we'll have a guest host, or, I guess this show could theoretically at this point be run from anywhere by anyone, so maybe I'll take a break, go on vacation, and leave somebody else in charge. Ha! Yeah, right. We don't have a guest this week, which is a little bit of a sad news, and I know, but it is what it is. Hang on, let me check something here. Yeah, see, I think I'm getting an echo on there sometimes. I thought, hey, what we'll do is we're gonna do a live-only stream. So if you're watching this live, it's the only way you're going to see it. You're the only person seeing this. As soon as we're done with this stream, then it's over. How long is the stream going to last? I don't know. It's kind of up to you guys, but partially up to me, I guess, because once I run out of shit to say, I guess, then that's the end of the show. Lot to talk about. I say that because that's the thing you say. But honestly, there's not a whole lot to talk about. But you know what? We're going to find something. Yes, we will. We're sadly without our co-host Wyatt again this week. He's up somewhere in the Ozark Mountains or somewhere, maybe looking for the Boggy Creek monster down there in Texarkana area. You just don't know with that guy. He's always out there doing something. That 151 is... Take the paint off the walls and paint off your lungs. We do have a great monologue that Paul Hodge sent us. I'm assuming it's great. I don't read those before he sends them. I just copy them and paste them into the thing, and then I just read them live for you guys, which is why it sounds like that. No, that's not true, Paul. I do read them at least a couple times through. I just like to say that I don't read them. That way I have an excuse when, I stumble across them. I do want to say we're still working the bugs out of our Zoom audience, but I think it's working for the most part. People seem to be able to join. We had a funny visit from Ed from engineering last week. If you didn't watch that, go back and take a look. One of our friends, David, put together, quite a feat for a last-minute thing, and I honestly had no idea it was happening. It was just happening. I was wondering if somebody was pranking me. I've done all these sorts of stupid things. I'm posting the Zoom meeting link right there in the chat. You can go to facebook.com/spookytalkshow and it's there as well. And I've disabled the waiting room, so you're in. And right now there's nobody in there. If there were, I would show you pictures of them. See, I'm going to push this button right here. See, that's where they'd be. There'd be pictures of, there'd be little live video clips from all sorts of people, and then I could push this button and I could go, hey, look at those guys. Hey, thanks for, hey. But sadly, wasn't meant to be tonight. But that's okay because it's not too late. I'm gonna read some jokes and I don't know, bullshit of some kind. And then, if some people join, then we'll jump over into our Zoom audience and see who's in there. And now it's really nice when we've got a Zoom audience for the monologue because these laughs, they're okay. But it's kind of like watching MASH, Shout out to the MASH fans. So, it's really nice when we got a little Zoom audience because if they're all people and they're all being cool, well, then I just go ahead and unmute them like a complete lunatic and let them laugh and or groan and or boo at the jokes. And assuming they don't start shouting awful things, then we'll keep doing this. The first time we tried this, I posted it on our Facebook account, which I thought was an okay idea. But I think that's where some of the weirdos came from. We had somebody that was playing footage of animals humping, and then it turned into something else, something bad. Anyway, we're gonna hope that doesn't happen. We're gonna cross our fingers that people are nice. It's crazy. I'm inviting myself up for such a disaster, and nobody's even attempting to take advantage of me. That proves how wildly unpopular we are. We do have some fun things like, in the mix, like, coming down the line, possibly. I hate to say anything. I'd knock on this. This isn't wood. This is, I don't know, this is like plastic or something. But I'd love to tell you, but as soon as I tell you, then they won't come on. Or something will happen. It'll fall through. So I don't want to say anything. But I will say we have been having quite a bit of success finding people on Twitter that have got new projects, happening. And we're trying to take advantage of that and rope them into giving us some interesting interviews, about these new projects. I don't want to ramble too much. Those of you who watch the show know that that's not true. So I guess there's not a whole lot else to do but jump into the jokes. Obviously, I've just been stalling for time, hoping some people would jump into our little Zoom studio audience. It's not too late. It's not too late. Facebook.com/Spooky Talk Show. There's a link right there. It'd be cool if you liked the page while you were there, but I'd settle for you and our Zoom studio audience over that. So if you want to do that, I'll give you another, let's say, count of 3, and then, all right, well, fine then. All right, let's get on to some jokes before I get bitter. Oh, it's too late. Oh, yes, there we go. There are the buttons. See, this is why I need Wyatt. Wyatt keeps me from getting bitter. Wyatt always has a good positive attitude. When he's not here, it's all... Yeah, you heard me. Okay, so let's get to some fucking jokes. All right, you know what? Dat bitch Tiger King starring big cat conservationist Carol Baskin is criticizing the new use of superimposed big cats in the new video WAP by Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. Now, Baskin says the use of the big cats glorifies ownership of big cats. Everyone else is criticizing that bitch for killing her husband. Now, Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden came under fire last week for saying during an interview, unlike the African American community, with notable exceptions, the Latino community is an incredibly diverse community with incredibly diverse attitudes about different things. Biden is accused of saying black people think alike. If you're waiting for a joke, the joke is that this man is supposed to be qualified to lead the country. Ooh. I'm not saying don't vote for him. Don't get me wrong. You didn't hear me say that. I'm not saying that. I wouldn't say that. Would never say that. Never say that. I'm going to move this in. There we go. Get a little ASMR going. All right. Moving along here. Or maybe we won't move along. Speaking of Joe Biden being a joke, a 2009 clip of late comedian Robin Williams roasting Joe Biden for his regular gaffes has surfaced. Supporters of former Vice President Biden are encouraged by the clip because now they can say he's not facing cognitive decline, he's just always been an idiot. Just the best hope they have at this point. All right. Oh, here we go. The 1987 film Dirty Dancing is getting a sequel, according to Lionsgate CEO Joe Feldheimer. After 4 months in lockdown, a global pandemic, dozens of celebrity deaths, and fucking murder hornets, you can't come up with something original? The joke says, amazing. I don't think that is amazing. Beg to differ on that one, Paul. This one hurts me. You guys. I'd bring out my Stimpy doll, but then you would think differently of me. Maybe you wouldn't. Comedy Central has greenlit a reboot of the classic cartoon Ren and Stimpy. Indeed. It should be it should be great. I mean, really great. As long as it's not absolutely terrible. Like modern versions of other classics like Knight Rider, Beavis and Butthead, Looney Tunes, Ghostbusters, Total Recall, Bewitched, Point Break, Rollerball, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Melrose Place, Dallas, Heroes, Mad TV, the Charlie's Angels TV reboot, The Odd Couple, MacGyver, Superman, or the 2003 Ren and Stimpy spinoff. Oh. You guys like that? Yeah, that's all that matters. All right, well, zoos across the nation are facing financial hardships after being forced to close because of the coronavirus, obviously. Now, if they're forced to close, does that mean that we can get our hands on a bear, maybe on clearance? And we could get a couple of tigers and start Spooky Talk Zoo. I'm not responsible for that Photoshop. That's all I want to say. Not responsible for that Photoshop. We need to pay Paul more money so that he can spend more time on the Photoshop. Or maybe we get more patrons and then that money can go towards the second person and all they do is Photoshop. Wouldn't that be a life? Oh, guys. All right. Well, here we are. We've run through the monologue. The show's been going approximately 12 minutes. Nobody's watching. So, we're going to talk about... what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about what I was doing this week, because a lot of the reason that we don't have a guest this week is because I was elbow deep in a really massive prop project. Now, if you watch the show quite a bit, you'll know I'm a prop maker. Most of the time, I make silly stuff like Han Solo blasters and the Gleaming the Cube skateboard back there, and old Battlestar Galactica things, and the weird little remote from the old '70s show. What was that called? It doesn't matter, see, because I make those weird things, and you don't remember them. I don't even remember them. So this week, I got to make something really cool, and that's rare, because most of the time I'm just churning out just kind of boring stuff, that people want to have on their shelves or they need for, their cosplay collection. And don't get me wrong, I like making the stuff, but it's a lot of the same stuff. It's kind of cookie cutter. I don't have a lot of say in the design, so it's just kind of the same old thing. I've made probably 150 Han Solo blasters, for example, and it gets to a point where I want to paint it different. I want to give it a totally different color scheme, but I can't because no customer wants that. They don't want a super shiny silver, Han Solo blaster. Or they don't want a Han Solo blaster painted like it's from the Star Trek universe, for example, which I tried desperately to sell a customer on. They don't want that. But this week I got lucky. Now, if you watch the show regularly, then you might have seen the trailer for the short film Rook that our friend Maverick Knox directed. And the reason I got involved was I got to build the prop shotgun. Now, it wasn't anything fancy. It was just a standard kind of tactical pump shotgun. But then I got a call recently from Maverick who said, okay, I need your help again, but this time it's different. I need a space gun, and I need a helmet. I need a guy from the future, and he's going to be wearing a helmet, and he's going to have a space gun. And honestly, I'm not even sure if it's the future, another dimension, or some secret agency. I don't know. There weren't a lot of details. It could be any of that. It could be all of that. But all I knew was I had to build a space blaster and a helmet pronto. So I got to work. I found a motorcycle helmet. Yes, I cheated and got an actual helmet to start with. No, there's no way I'm going to actually 3D print a full-size helmet and have it nice and durable for that time. Not when, I can get on eBay and get a cool-looking 80s motorcycle helmet. Now, if you're fans of the old-school Charlie Sheen movie, The Wraith, Well, then you know where I drew a lot of my inspiration as far as the helmet goes. But the weapon was totally original. I just had to kind of come up with something that was awesome and terrifying, and it took all of my week. So I spent all week making these two things, getting them ready. Maverick picked them up yesterday, so I had about 3 hours yesterday to put something together for the show. And here it is. You're watching it. Shane Gray is here. He's watching live. He should be in our studio audience. Why is he not in our studio audience? I don't understand. Shane, why are you not in our studio audience? You're in the chat. The link is right above you. I mean, I don't get it. He's shy. Maybe that's what it is. Now, so the project is done. So while I'm sad that it's done, and actually I'm sad that it's gone because it was a really sweet looking rifle, if you go over to Instagram.com/thepropbasement, then you'll see a picture of the almost completed rifle. I'm not giving everything away, and you're not going to get to see the helmet at all unless you know somebody who knows somebody. But we don't have anybody in our studio audience, so I guess we're gonna have to wrap the show up here. Like I said, we'll just do this as a live only special, because that seems to make the most amount of sense. Nobody's gonna watch this. I did work some bugs out, I think, with the audio and figured some things out there early on. So, and Paul sent me the jokes. What am I gonna do? Not read the jokes? Next week nobody's going to remember that WAP song? I don't know, maybe they will. But it won't be as hot and everyone will already have done a joke about it. And Paul worked hard writing these jokes. So by damn, I'm going to read them. If not for no one else but Paul and Shane Gray. Shane Gray, we do want to work on a Zoom Techno Squid Eats Parliament reunion. I think everyone wants to see that, where all you guys get together in a little Zoom Brady Bunch window and tell stories on the road. I mean, off the top of my head, it seems like there was one where your whole van was smashed up and all your gear was stolen, and there was because I remember a benefit for it or something like that. I don't know. Swiss cheese, quantum leap brain. But so that's why I'm saying it now to you, because you should, I'm pointing because he's down there in my chat. You should help me get that going because you're more motivated than I am. So there we go. All in all, good times. I do want to say, if you're fans of bad movies, and aren't we all, I've seen one. I'm a massive fan of bad movies. The worse, the better. I've had quite a few of my band's songs in bad movies. We had a song or two in Decadent Evil 2, which was just god-awful. There were some people who made one called The Devil Goes to Hot Springs, and they put one of ours in there, and I don't want to say anything bad, but it was really hard. It was really hard to watch and confusing. So I'm a massive fan of bad movies. I've watched them since I was a kid, and I saw one yesterday morning that tops them all. I thought I'd seen the worst films. If you've seen movies like Birdemic or The Room, those are very palatable compared to what I saw yesterday. The film is called Lichen Colony, and it's a shame that there are so many terrible werewolf movies. But this has to be at least the worst werewolf movie. And the movie Werewolf with Joe Estevez, very bad. This is so much worse, so much worse. Okay. I don't want to give anything away. I just need to say, go to rifftracks.com. It's going to be the #1 item right now. Lichen Colony. Holy Lord, it's bad. You'll watch it and you'll think, well, my 7-year-old son could have made a better film than this. And you're totally right. Totally right. Some movies, there'll be a mistake and the guy will say, we'll fix that in post. We'll fix that in the editing. We'll fix that. This almost seemed to be that was the idea while going along. That was in maybe even in the script was do something and then we'll just do some special effects. Because it's, again, I can't give anything away. None of this is going to make any sense. I'm rambling. You'll know what I'm talking about as soon as you watch Lichen Colony over on Rip Tracks. Holy crap. I know you're locked in the house. I know you're locked in the house. You're sitting there. You need content to watch. That's why you're watching this show. Do yourself a favor. Listen to Uncle Josh. Go watch Lichen Colony. And then come back and comment. Mistake! All right? Just, you'll know. Just go watch Lichen Colony. Come back. Comment mistake, and then we'll all get a good laugh over that. All right, we good? Great. Let's see. Are we good? Yes, we're good. What about you? We're good. Okay, Shane, sounds good. Shane says sounds awesome. All right. Well, come back next week, and we are going to cross our fingers and smooch some butts. And with a lot of luck, we'll have a awesome guest interview. Maybe we can get at least Chris Terry, good old CT from Wake, to fill us in on the Virtual Mutants of the Monster, Mutant of the Monster Festival that's happening. So hopefully we can at least get that going. So CT, if you're watching, or if you're watching and you want to see that, then you message CT and we'll get that going. And then blah 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 blah. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's been a nice, quick little show. Yeah, that's it. So piss off.